Hello and welcome to the show. Today we're joined by Becky James, who's going to show us 3 fantastic wax resist techniques using the Papermania Wax Paper, and also with some products from X-Cut, including embossing folders and dies. Hi there, Becky.
Hi, Katie.
Welcome along again.
Nice to be with you today.
What are we doing today?
Well, today we're going to do 3 interesting techniques to make backgrounds.
You've made 3 fab projects here.
Yeah, and all so that you can actually see the background techniques here, and we've added some so lovely embellishments to them just to show you actually that a card can be very simple and yet it still look really effective.
Beautiful.
But it's the backgrounds that we're talking about today, and we're going to be using the new Papermania Wax Paper.
Lovely.
To get a lovely resist technique with our inks.
Can't wait to see how we get to using that.
Right, now the first thing that we need to do is actually talk about the wax paper, because it comes in A4 sheets. It's die cuttable, and actually that's what most people would think to use it for, is to use it with their dies.
Because it's like a beautiful parchment, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it also releases your die, doesn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. Especially for those really intricate dies. And that's probably what most people would think of, but we're actually going to use it for something entirely different today.
Yeah.
So we're going to use an iron. We need to wax our iron up to foil temperature.
Brilliant.
Don't need steam, so don't use steam, because all you'll do is wet the paper, and that's not going to work. So, let's just get these pieces of paper here.
So which one are we doing
We're
first?
doing this one first, and this is a really simple technique. What I will say is you need your paper to be slightly glossy, so what we're actually using is the back of Papermania mirror paper.
Oh yes, it's got that little bit more
mirror card.
slip.
It has, that's exactly what it is. If you try using a porous card, the wax will just soak in and it won't resist.
Okay.
And when you do this, the other thing I will just say is, don't worry, the gloss on the back, the mirror might just lift a little bit. Don't panic about it, because that's not important. That's not going to be seen. It's going to be placed the other way down. Good, good. Right, so first thing, I'm just going to put 2 layers of, well, I'm going to start off with 1 layer of scrap paper. I do love my scrap paper at the moment. And I need to just figure out which side it is that is the wax side, and it's this side here.
Shiny side.
Shiny side, and we're going to be putting that down onto our paper. Okay. But what we're going to do first is crumple it up a little bit. This is so easy. So, and we're just going to open it up like that. Pop our card down and pop that with that shiny side down over the top. And then we're going to pop another piece over the top there, because we don't want to put the iron directly onto the paper. And
got our iron out.
Yeah, that's it. We're just going to iron. And you'll actually
wish I'd bought my iron in there.
But you will actually see, you'll slightly see the pattern on there. You can just see it, but it's not until we add the inks that we're going to see.
Take our word for it. It's definitely there.
Yeah, it is definitely there. And I think, Katie, you can probably see it.
You can, yeah. I can definitely see it.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, so we're going to get some inks, and it doesn't matter what colours we use. We just want to see what the effect is. So I'm just going to pick up some ink. I'm using the Papermania stamp pad foam to blend this on. Yes, that's a good technique. And for all of these cards, I've actually used the mini ink pads, the Papermania mini dye-based inks, which are really, really good. We're just going to tap that off, and then I'm going to blend this on. You won't see anything straight away. And I'm going to blend a little bit of the pink over the top as well, and it'll sort of bring the colours out. But what you do, then get your wax paper, and you can you see that? You can actually see some of the. Well, if I just get a little bit.
So the ink's adhering to the cardstock in the background, isn't it? And then obviously on the wax, unsurprisingly, it's resisting.
Yes, that's it. It's going to rub back. So if I just add the pink as well, because you definitely see these techniques much better with the darker colours. Yeah, definitely. It's lovely, the vibrant colours as well. But if I pick that up now, you can actually see. But I mean, to me, that could be used for an animal print background or something like that, or watery sort of background. But you can see that you get. It doesn't look like it's just been crumpled up, does it? No. It looks like some amazing, intricate sort of, like you say, like an animal print or like a bark or something. Yeah. It's incredible. And what's quite nice actually as well, and you would have seen that in the lights, Katie, just a second ago, is that you actually see a little bit of a shimmer from the wax too. So you get that sort of effect too. So that's the first one. So that's the really simple, basic starter. When you get going, give that a go. Brilliant. The next one that we're going to do, and I've just got a couple of sheets here, is we're going to emboss the wax paper.
Okay.
But I've used, and this is where something like doing a scrapbook page would be perfect, because
totally.
the A4 embossing folders for to go with the X-Cut Express are perfect for those larger size projects. And I've actually used the butterflies in here, and I chose this one specifically because this is quite detailed, so I wanted you to see that you actually get that lovely detail. What you need to do with...
Brilliant,
I love this one. I love it. What you need to do is make sure when you're actually embossing, that you put the waxy side that we talked about uppermost, so the waxy side goes into the black.
Oh, so you get the raised bits of the wax.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that
waxy side.
Waxy side facing upwards into your black panel.
Okie doke.
Okay.
And we just ran through that on the regular settings you would use on embossing on your Express.
Yeah. What I would say is you don't actually need to have it even as high. So just, you know, you just run it through and away you go. That's great. So we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to put down one layer of paper, one layer of card, and then we're going to turn it so that the embossed side is down.
Which is the side your wax is on.
Yeah, the side your wax is on. And we're going to cover that over again. And I'm using the X-Cut glass mat here because it is perfectly safe to use the temperature on your iron on. Now that you've got all that wax off, you've got this could be used in a project elsewhere, doesn't it look fabulous? Yeah. You've got this sort of creased but embossed effect. It's almost very vintagey. You could ink it or something like that.
And you
get
both
like
on your project, couldn't you? You could use this like as a background and then that as like a sort of voily, ethereal layer on top.
We don't like to waste anything in our crafting. And again, I'm just going to do exactly the same.
That looks lovely.
And you can see it really there. And you know, I'm starting off with a quite delicate colour background here, but you can build up the colours, blend the shades together.
That's really punchy, isn't it? That's lovely.
Yeah, and there you can see that, how much detail there is in there. And I mean, it's just like having the embossing folder there and using it as a stamp. It's fabulous. It's really, really lovely. So the third one, actually, and I really like this because it gives you a little bit of extra sort of versatility with your dies and things like that. For this one, we're going to use one of these lovely borders from the new Trims die set, which has got all the corners and the tape measures and everything like that. And I have used some of these for this technique and they work really well. So, but what I've used on that one is actually to die cut a selection of the buttons from this button one and the cameos and things like that. And that's what's given that.
And you just pop the individual dies on top.
Yeah, and you don't have to do them one at a time. You just whack them all on at one go and place your paper over the top and get your iron out. And you know it's working because you start to see a little bit.
See that.
Yeah, I'm just going to turn this iron off now.
You just see finished with it. Like you said, the little effect coming through the paper there.
And I can see that that's on there. So, I'll keep that bit there, and we'll get the pink out, I think, for this one.
Yes, beautiful.
And there you go. If I just, there you go. You can see the detail there as well.
Yeah, it's very intricate.
Yeah, and just a different way to get your backgrounds because you know, quite often, as I say, we've got these scraps of your dies perhaps sitting around from when you've die cut a shape out of card or paper. Another way to use them.
Perfect.
And then even after you've heated them, you can still go and use them on a project somewhere else.
The wax is gone, but they're still just as beautiful, aren't they?
So brilliant. 3 uses out of your wax paper.
It's got to be a record.
It's got to be, hasn't it? So there you go.
So then on the cards, obviously, you've just added some, like you said, some beautiful, so lovely bits and bobs.
When you've done something like this, you really don't. You want that to be the focal feature because it's such a beautiful background and you've gone to all that trouble. That's what you want people to see.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing those techniques.
It's a pleasure.
Brilliant. If you've done anything really creative with maybe a new technique or you've got something, maybe a die cutting project or an embossing project you've done, we'd really love to see what you've been up to. Send us an email to tv@docrafts.com and we could feature your project on an upcoming episode of Docrafts TV or in an upcoming issue of Creativity magazine. As we said earlier, all the instructions you'll find about Becky's techniques are online at docrafts.com, so pop on over and have a little look. Until next time, happy crafting.